back to it. Shift over. I thought about having a video where I literally just have the drive home. I don't say much. Well, not only is the departure from my trip something I'm trying to use to practice more minimalism in my life and more simplicity, cutting distractions out, which, making these videos and driving isn't helping all that much, but on that front. But that's okay. Your aims don't have to be all-encompassing, If you want to be vegan light, more power to you. If that's the way, it can work for you, that's cool, kind of. If someone fucking hands you an open soda or some shit, that's what I would say. So, back in the day, I went on this vegetarian thing, and you know what, here we go. I think it's more applicable to when you try to cut, when you try to only drink water, you try to cut out all these sugar liquids out of your life that do nothing for you when it comes to being healthy. There's just no nutrients. It's pretty much just sugar. So back in the day when I tried to cut that stuff out of my life, is this kid looking at me? Yeah. Okay. So back in the day when I tried to cut that stuff out of my life, what I would do is I just drink water. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart because that fucking kid looked at me. And now I'm all self-conscious. So, alright. So when I was just trying to drink water, and I was cutting soda out of my life, and why this was happening to me is because I had this girlfriend who only drank water, and I drank a lot of sodas at that time in my life. And she was, no, it's so bad for you. Try drink just water. You need to hydrate more. I drink this much water every hour. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, all right, whatever. It's probably better for me anyway. And honestly, my palate of food was really limited then. And she fucking blew the doors open on my food palate. Cause she had me trying all this stuff I thought I didn't like, and just usually wouldn't choose out. Cause when you're fucking starving at school, you don't choose shit you think you wouldn't like, Cause you're fucking starving, that's your one meal, dude. So it's you gotta get something you're gonna eat. Anyhow, she was always getting this super healthy stuff and just drinking water and whatever, and started having me try it, and she wouldn't finish her lunches and shit, and so I think I'd eat her food and stuff too. And, just dating and whatnot, she'd have me trying all this stuff I thought I didn't like, and then I realized that my taste buds had changed. Somewhere between being younger and then the age I was when I was dating her, my taste buds totally changed, and all of a sudden it was like I was discovering food all over again. Oh man, what's a green pepper taste like, or something. I thought I didn't like green peppers. Thought I didn't like trash pizza. Turns out I love trash pizza. I got a fucking Supreme right here. Hey, so shit like that. And I tried tuna again, which I fucking can't stand cold tuna. I think cold tuna is the most disgusting food I've ever encountered. Of the regular staple foods, can't stand it. I tried a ton of fruits, I don't know, mango and kiwi and some other ones. I don't eat a lot of fruit, so that's why I can't name all that many more pseudo what's the word I'm looking for? Uncommon fruits. So yeah, I tried all these new foods and stuff, and I thought water was fucking disgusting, actually. So I almost retried water in my life. I know that sounds so incredibly stupid, but I would pretty much just drink fucking mineral infused water out of fucking pipelines. So what I mean by that is, if I ever drank water at that time, this was before people had fucking Brita filters and the mobile ones that you just buy survive for your fridge. Like, at least out here, fucking no one was doing that. I was back in high school at this time. So just, I don't know, 2014, 2013, 2012. Just no one was doing that back then. So whenever I would drink water, it'd pretty much be out of like school water fountains and shit. And at home I'd drink a soda. So we just had so much soda at home. I have no fucking clue why. I don't know, my parents just weren't health conscious at all. And I pretty much did whatever I wanted when I was a kid, whenever I wanted to. So, not in like a spoiled way, just on like my parents like never fucking like took like immediate care of me kind of way. Like I'm just on my own kind of way, not the fucking spoiled brat kind of way, alright? I never realized the distinction, but it's definitely there. Alright, so when I would drink water, it would taste like copper and shit, you know? It like had this fucking like hose taste, and I love that shit. That shit's fucking delicious. Not good for you, but fucking delicious. Probably not good for you. Blah blah blah. I'm not a health. My medical advice can't be. I'm not certified. Blah blah blah. And she would just like she drank bottled water for some reason. Again, no, that would be why, because no one had the filters. Okay, there. And now I know that. I always wondered why. So yeah, her family just had hella bottled waters, and she never filled them up, which fucking weirded me out. It's like, you just throw these things out, and you just like buy more. It's like we're like literally sitting right next to the bathroom, like the fountain is like 10 steps away. Just fill that bitch up. I don't know, just the frugal poor person in me who didn't have any personal money ever and still doesn't have like an exorbitant amount. Just, I don't know, that just didn't make any sense to me, alright? So yeah, she would go through all these water bottles and throw them out, and because I was with her all the time, she would offer me, hey, you want a water bottle? And just out of being around her all the time, every now and then I would drink a water bottle. So she was, you know, fucking harping on me for the soda shit. She had these water bottles always at the ready, so she just fucking hand me one and be like, alright, well, I guess I have a water bottle now. I should probably drink this. And I always felt like super shit if I didn't finish a water bottle and threw it out because it was plastic. And again, back then, recycling wasn't all that either around here. So I felt really bad because I was just thinking about the animals and landfills and shit. I was like, throwing out this half-drank water bottle just seems just such a waste. Hey, this is my town. Nice. One of the most pretty sights around here, the river. Over here down in Elgin's pretty cool. I don't know. It's a big river, you know, so that's cool. Big rivers are cool. One of the only ones we got, so I like it. Anyhow. So yeah, I would drink them, and when I first started drinking these waters, I'd say to her, man, this tastes awful. And that sounds so strange to me now, because now water to me doesn't have any taste. It's just like liquid that I like to drink because I'm thirsty. Like, I don't drink it because I want it necessarily. I drink because I'm thirsty. It's just the feeling of water has totally changed for me. My perspective on water is just different. My body's idea, not my idea, my body's idea is like almost changed about water. I know that sounds really strange, but I don't know, it's the best way I can explain it. Like, oh, I'm thirsty, I should drink some water. It's just like a totally different, it's like if you're hungry, I don't know. You know what I mean? Alright, I think that's enough. So yeah, I would drink these waters and they actually tasted bad to me because I think my body was looking for that dopamine and that fucking, that delicious taste. Kind of like if you go from eating like flavor blasted goldfish, dude, oh my god, killer taste. And you do that for like your whole upbringing, and then one day someone hands you a fucking saltine crack, you're like, what the fuck, is this like a church wafer? This is terrible. I like saltines. I'm not hating on saltines. It's just a hypothetical, alright? I really just hadn't drank water since I don't even know when. I know it's fucked up, but that's what happens when you don't watch your kids closely or teach them really anything. So, that's how it was. And I don't even know how I don't even know why I started this topic. Moral of the story is water's badass and you should drink water, dude. It's good. I love water. How did I get on this topic? I don't remember. Between driving and telling that elongated story. Well, no reason to kill myself over thinking about it. I mean, I'm gonna be the worst old man that ever lived. Because I can just talk. I have so much to say. Because I don't know. Is it because I don't say a lot? Maybe. Honest to God, because I can talk so much and I have so much to say usually, my handwriting's terrible, which is probably a symptom of that. I'm much better at typing. I'm like I think I'm in like the 90th or 80th percentile. I took like a typing speed test one time online, and that's what it told me. So, of like the people who had used that site, interesting. Not totally reliable though, because you know people trying those things online probably fucking just like didn't take it very seriously. Probably gave up halfway in between, but. It's probably the same site our fucking teacher would tell you to use in the library. Oh, we're in the library today. It's the first day of keyboard class. Everyone go to xxwhatever.com and we're going to take a type test of this website. That means you're in the top 88 of blah, 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 blah. You know, they'd probably pull some bullshit like that. So, yeah, I'm a fast typer. I've been typing for fucking ever. I've written books and etc. I'm a typer, all right? I got thumbs. I got speed thumbs on the keyboard, even on phone. So, yeah. Now I don't remember why the hell I was talking about that. Oh my gosh. I must be tired or something. I did only get 4 hours of sleep, so that could be. Oh yeah, I was talking about being long-winded. Okay, see what I mean? Exactly. Full circle fucking story. I'm just too long-winded sometimes. I get lost. It's really bad. I gotta stop. And this new medium of just riffing it to my phone is not one I'm used to, so it's gonna take some tries to get used to it. I'm so good at talking and so good at discussion, especially one-on-one discussion. One-on-one with someone, I usually don't talk in groups and stuff. I like to hang back. Just more solitary. Not like timid or isolated, really. I mean, maybe a little isolated, but I'm just more solitary. Like, I like to hang in the back. I usually like, I don't know, walk. I don't know. I like one-on-one stuff. Like, if I'm at a party, I'll try to like get in a one-on-one with someone, not like a whole group. Like, I don't know, pitch throw or some shit like that. I don't do that very well. It's not my scene. It's not my style. I'm a fucking killer when it comes to a one-on-one conversation. Like, it's just a social shit thing, dude. I love it. I love even doing it, which is strange because I fucking hate talking to people on the regular, like in public and in life for the most part. And other people, they just love that shit. Like, wow, they just love talking to everyone and they never shut the fuck up. And they're so happy about it. And, you know, good for them. That's cool. For me, when I'm in like start getting deep on something in a one-on-one, boy, dude, fucking all my switches flick up, bro. Power on. I'm fucking so hyped. I love that shit to death. That's what life's about to me, dude. In that moment, I'm like, man, this is what life's about. Fuck yeah, I love that shit. So, I'm long-winded, killing it at the one-on-ones, just all throughout my life. And because of these skills, one time I started a podcast because I was like, man, I'm good at these one-on-one things, and I'm an artist, and I know all these super interesting people. I'd love to do, well, I was gonna say I keep thinking about like keeping these topics to topic videos, but fuck it, I'll dive into it a little bit. So yeah, I started a podcast one time. I'm not gonna talk about it because it had my real name on it and shit like that, and I'm trying to keep this channel separate for now. And I realized if I'd ever get like a viewer base or something, that, you know, that would come out, and I'm okay with that. There's nothing there out on the internet that, as far as I know, that I'm ashamed of or some shit. Like, even if it was like anything like that, I'd probably just fucking own it. Like, yeah, you know, that was me then. You know, I'd like to think so, at least. You know, so I'm making any promises. anyhow, started this podcast and I interviewed a ton of local artists from my community college and people I had met at shows and artists that I knew. And it was awesome, dude. I killed it. We do like 2.5 hour and a half, 3.5 hour podcasts, and I just bang them out. And time would be nothing. It was awesome. I had lavalier microphones, and I didn't do any video because I only had one DSLR, and I didn't want it to just, I don't know. My room at the time, I lived behind a curtain at the fucking time that I made this podcast, and I made the podcast in that room. That room was so small that I could take one step in any direction and then could take no more steps. I'm not saying that's how squeezed in the walls were, but I had, like, between my bed and my desk and my shelf for clothing, the walkable space was only one step in each direction behind this curtain. That's literally how fucking small my room was. And I just built it myself. I threw up a fucking curtain so my brother could have a room with a door because he was in community at the time. And I figured he needed that room. He needed a room more than I did. And, you know, his shit has really turned out. Going to community just made his life for him. He's a mechanic, so I'm really glad I did that for him. I'm glad it all turned out for him. So, anyhow, yeah, I'd had this podcast in this small-ass room. I draped the walls, every single wall in the room with curtains. It just looked like I lived in a fucking music studio. It was actually super dope. And I interviewed all these local artists in my area because, as you can see, it's not really hippin' and happening out here. It's just fucking Illinois wasteland is the title I like to give it, which is, it's ugly and lonely, and there's just business chains around, and there's not a lot to do. Our community feeling is, well as across most of America, is just totally fucking dead. Like, it's just terrible here. So me being an artist, always feeling like I never belonged and never had a place to voice all these things I had to voice, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a podcast about something I love, which is, I'm gonna tilt the camera down here so I don't show like my house I pull into. Something I love is art and artistry and being an artist. I love talking about the process of creation, like where that inspiration comes from, how it ties into your life's experience and your personal perspective on the current life you were living then and living now, and etc. etc. It's so fucking obviously filled with amazing stories and perspectives and interesting like life lessons. It's just a no fucking brainer. So I think I made like 10 episodes or something. I did like 10 different episodes and even had 1 or 2 people on twice. And I had the student body president of my local community college come on too, because I had a class with him and I knew him before he became student body president. And I talked to him all about that and how that relates to artistic pursuit. You wouldn't think being student body president does, but there's a lot of ways in which you could tie it to art. Art's damn near fucking everything. So, like, here's an example: craft. Art's a craft. Being a community leader is a craft. Anything that has to do with people's perspectives, changing their perspectives, influencing, reinforcing values. Art has to do with all of that. And, you know, when it comes down to nitty-gritty policy and numbers and stuff, you could, like, see how that topic might get obfuscated, but it's all connected. And we had this conversation about the ways it was and stuff, and it was this just super fucking niche conversation that you wouldn't have anywhere else or hear anywhere else. It was awesome. And, you know, I did that with someone from my community about my community, and it was fucking badass. It was kick-ass, and I loved it. I've always thought about starting that podcast up again, but I'm just too busy, too fucking tired. I have to buy some more equipment, because I'd want to do, like, I have actual mics now, an actual microphone, on an actual interface for that audio. So I'd want to, like, up that. Maybe I'd do video, but my room, I still don't have, like, any studio to be super proud of and professional, which is how I presented that podcast rather professionally compared to pretty much anything else I've done, except my writing. I take my writing very seriously too, but yeah, that shit was cool, dude. I love that shit. So yeah, that's an example of how fucking long-winded I am. That I can just riff straight 20 minutes from one thing to another all the way home, get lost in my train of thought once or twice or 3 times, and just bam. And it's so much easier even with someone to bounce off of and to let them take the time and talk. I can bust a 3-hour podcast out like it's just nothing. At least from the examples I've done. I only did 10 episodes, so, like, who knows when it would have dried up, but I had someone new every week, like Joe Rogan style, and they're just people I thought were interesting, like, these people doing strange stuff, like, I did this DJ guy on, I had students from the Art Institute of Chicago on, I had the student body president on, I had, like, my film best friend on twice. We just talked all about the movie industry and what it's like being a consumer compared to being involved. Because I had done acting in the city at that time, and I was talking about how my perspective has changed, and just all this super cool shit, dude. Damn, good times. All right, y'all, I'm home. I gotta shovel this driveway. Actually, gotta pull out. So, that is all for now. Ooh, I'm gonna break into this piece.